Hi guys, in this lesson I'm going to be talking about how we can start to add color to our behind my mask self-portrait. So once you are all done drawing out your picture in pencil and you have all of your details put in there, all of your facial features and everything, eyebrows, any distinguishing features on your face like I have here, hairstyles, any accessories you want to put, we're going to start to retrace in black crayon. Now, in class, we're going to be using crayon for this, but if you have a different type of material like colored pencils or marker, that would be fine too. One thing I'm just going to tell you to be careful about is if you are using paint, unless your paper is super thick, it's very likely that the paint will kind of bleed through the paper a little bit, and when you fold it up, it could show through this way. So unless you're using a very heavy cardstock, for this project, I would probably say don't use paint. Stick to more materials like your crayons, your colored pencils. Even be careful with markers for this. So what I'm going to have you do first is retrace your pencil lines with black. Now, I'm using crayon, so I'm going to retrace with crayon. If you're using marker, that's fine too. Just make sure that if you're using marker, that if you're planning to paint, that it is only a permanent marker, because otherwise the paint will make the marker kind of run. If you're using something like an oil pastel too, you don't want to retrace in black oil pastel. I would say if you're using oil pastel, skip this tracing step because you will get a big old muddy mess. So once you're done retracing all of your details, so that'll make it nice and bold, we want to start thinking about adding color. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit in here about a term in art called craftsmanship. So craftsmanship is the neatness and completeness by which you use your materials to complete your artwork. So if you look at this pumpkin here, you can see that mostly I stayed inside of my lines. I kind of varied how dark or light I colored to kind of give it a little bit of dimension. You can kind of tell there was a little more time put into this. And then this one here, it doesn't look awful, but it's kind of like very rushed. And I want you guys to really take your time and focus on craftsmanship in here. So I'm going to go through a couple techniques with you. It's not that you have to use all of them. I'm going to let you kind of pick and choose, but I think that they're just good things to be aware of. So first things first, when we're coloring ourselves, if you're using crayons, I want you to kind of think about starting off with the color that you're going to use for your skin. Now, some packs have kind of an apricot in them. Some of them have a nice variety of tans and browns and things like that. But some of the more limited packs, like maybe the sets of 12 or things like that, might not have that. So I'm going to show you a couple of different options. So most basic sets of crayons will have a brown. So the nice thing with brown for skin tones is, depending on your skin tone, you can either color very lightly or you can press a little harder just to make it a deeper skin tone. Okay, so the harder you press, the deeper the skin tone would appear. Another nice option as well would be using an orange if you need kind of a peachy tone, and just press very light, and that will also allow you to have kind of a peachy tone. Okay, so depending on what your skin tone is, it's also nice to mix them sometimes too, and that can give you a nice sort of tan tone depending on your skin tone. So what we would want to do though is make sure that we are really going in the details carefully around the eyes and things like that. to make sure that we're not, just going straight over the eyes or anything. So really take your time while you are coloring this. Another thing that you can do too that can be kind of nice, a little more advanced technique, is if you wanted to blend other colors in to have different kind of subtle changes in your skin tone on different places on your face, that can be nice too. So I know some of us might have kind of rosy areas on our face, like cheeks, or some people in this area get a little rosy. You can super light with a pink sort of color over that as well, okay? And that kind of gives you a little rosy cheek look. And you can do that with any skin tone. That can also be done with some of the deeper skin tones as well. So there's a couple different options we have in there. Now we want to think about our hair. So again, I have blonde hair, but my hair is not just straight up yellow, right? Hair tends to have a lot of different tones in it. So whether you have blonde hair, brown hair, black hair, there tends to be a lot of different subtle tones into it. So you don't want to just go, straight up regular coloring like yellow hair. Kind of thinking more about almost drawing lines in your hair. And this can also be a nice way to enhance the texture of your hair. So if you have curly hair, kind of making lines that are wavy is a really beautiful way to create texture in there. But I'm kind of mixing a yellow and a brown in here together, and that creates a little bit of like highlighting and things like that, which some of us have naturally or not naturally if you're me. You can also do that with blacks if you have darker hair. Okay, so it's nice because you kind of create these almost like custom colors. Now, once you're done with your face, so thinking about, coloring your eyebrows, coloring your lips, different things like that, and you have it all done, your eyes. Eyes are another great one that you can really do some nice custom colors with. So if you have hazel eyes, doing a brown and a green mixed together are nice. I have kind of a blue-green color eyes. So I'm going to do a green and then do little kind of blue lines around it. Okay, so you can really get very, you can really customize your portrait. Once you would be done coloring your whole portrait and, doing the details, any, jewelry or interesting clothing you have on, I want you to think about in your background, the area around you, what kinds of colors are you going to use that go with your mood? So we talked a little bit about the expression that you can show. So I chose to show happy in here, but you can show nervous, you can show sad, you can show silly, you can show excited, and then think about what colors show that mood for you. So for me, I thought doing really kind of a bright, rainbowy kind of color or feel would be nice. So I'm going to kind of do like a red here. And I'm going to do a little blending technique here that I'm going to show you as well, because I know we're getting a little long on time here. Then I'm going to sort of blend an orange into it. And if you notice, I'm overlapping a little bit. And that's called a gradient, when it blends sort of seamlessly into another color. Then I can I'll do a little bit lighter on that edge here, just so it blends a little bit more softly into my yellow. Okay, so you could do this you could think about maybe doing brighter colors for happiness. If you want to show like anxiety, you could do lots of, reds and things like that. If you want to do kind of a calm feel, you could do blues. So there's a lot of different choices that you have in here, but I want to see the whole background around you colored. You're also welcome to add images or pictures of things that may also go with some of your feelings. And don't forget, You also want to use the same color you use on your skin, on your ears and your neck here, and get super creative and fun with your colors on your mask. So you guys can go ahead and start that. Please don't forget, once you're done, to just snap a picture and turn it in on Google Classroom as the assignment. And if you need help with that, I posted a little screencasting assignment that explains how to do it.